All right, can we just talk about this stupid clip? Can we just get this over with? Is it on LSF? It should be on LSF. All dog shit clips on LSF. Let's see it. Oh, dude, what universe are we in where like this account is like doing PR for Hasan? What is happening? Unless I'm mistaken and this is all just like a big psyop. Let's watch.
But it shows the thinking.
Like any kind of violence that Israeli settlers or the Israeli military experiences in the West Bank is literally legal, okay? It is legal resistance against an occupying military force. I cannot repeat this enough. Just like any kind of violence that the Israeli occupying force experiences in the Gaza Strip is actually, once again, totally legal and totally moral resistance by the Palestinians. Doesn't matter if they're the Al-Aqsa Brigade, doesn't matter if they're a part of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, doesn't matter if they're DFLP, PFLP, or even former Fatah militants, okay? It is perfectly legal, perfectly valid, and perfectly moral, okay? 100%. This is not like a black and, this is not.
I mean, this is the basis for like Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. That's
a gray area. This is black and white, okay? It doesn't get more black and white than this. Israel is in the wrong. Israel is actually engaging in an apartheid, which is a crime in and of itself. Israel's doing a genocide in Gaza and an apartheid in the West Bank, 2 crimes in and of itself. And every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. Okay? It's just the truth. Straight up. It doesn't matter that they look to be in garb that makes you think that they're in the right. Okay?
okay, that's the whole clip. What universe am I in where like I'm pretty sure this account usually is doing good PR for Ethan Klein. And it says, here's the wider clip of Hasan's Hila clip that's going viral. No sane or non-malicious actor could possibly construe this as him calling for blanket violence against Ethan Klein. If you propagate that message, you're lying to help the Klein silence criticism. And he goes on to say, in the West Bank, IDF members are valid targets for violence. It doesn't matter what they're doing. They're already targets by virtue of being there as the occupying force. That would include Hila when she went on her night raid. And he says, how is anybody censored about this? I mean, we're at the point today where like the people who love the state of Israel will unironically make articles saying he was kidnapped from his tank. Like, just call it what it is, a prisoner of war. Just call it what it actually is. Like, what the fuck is happening? He was literally he was minding his own business in his tank and he got kidnapped. And then I saw people on their like apology tours. It was, I'm like blanking on the exact date. It was a strike on an IDF base in Israel. And the only people that were harmed were IDF members. And I saw people defending that and being like, excuse you. Do you know that it's mandatory service and no one has ever refused mandatory service in that country ever? It's never happened. So the IDF members are basically civilians. So even when the terrorists kill only IDF members, they're really just killing civilians. It's like, I'm sorry. So who the fuck, if Israel airstrikes the shit out of Lebanon or it airstrikes the shit out of Gaza, are any of these people allowed to ever fight back against the IDF members? We're on the same page, civilians. Okay, no attacking civilians. Okay. What about, oh, they can't shoot or kill or hurt any of the IDF members either because those are also civilians? I actually saw, Chatter says, I actually saw the famous "We Were Just Following Orders in the Wild" last week. Yeah, I mean, this is like, a lot of this is pearl clutching. It's the same thing happens when they accuse me of making serious death threats against someone, and they don't even get the person right. They're like, "You made a serious death threat against Asmongold." And then there's like literally a clip of Asmongold saying, "Okay, she was obviously joking and she wasn't talking about me." The serious death threat that, checks notes, stipulates that you must make an anime girl's boobs really big as well. Yep, that's the serious threat. That's the serious threat against somebody's life. You can tell that it's serious, uh, because I made it very serious. And I said, I am serious, and that's all you need to do. Like, it's the same thing that's happening here. This is the same as the Rick Scott clip as well, where if you're a bad faith actor, you're just going to take anything that's any type of violence in any type of way and be like, this is a death threat and it's a serious death threat against someone who definitely doesn't deserve it. And then you actually look at the context of the clip and you're like, oh, the Rick Scott thing. He's saying, oh, you want to punish people? The state wants to punish people? How about capital punishment for this piece of shit Rick Scott, who's embezzled billions of fucking dollars, who's engaged in billions of dollars of Medicare fraud? Oh, you guys care so much about fraud? How about you go after the guy who actually did the fucking fraud, huh? How about that? The guy who wants capital punishment, how about that? And it's like, no, you were the one trying to actively, personally kill him. It's like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, what the fuck is this? Ideally, you should have said participating, not participated, but people are going to go crazy either way. Oh, yeah. Obviously. Using mandatory conscription as a defense is just a version of like the Nuremberg defense. I mean, I'm so tired of rehashing this fucking conversation over and over and over again. Because it's so stupid. It's like, it's very obviously, again, a few bad faith actors that are actively trying to muddy the waters as much as they can so that they can pearl clutch. Like, I don't know what universe these people like, genuinely, Israel defenders, I don't know what universe that they live in where they're like, no, the IDF should be able to show up wherever they want, kill as many unarmed children as they want, and no one should ever do anything ever. Because that person was mandatory conscripted. They had to serve and kill those children. They had to do that. Like, dude, fuck off. Like, literally fuck off. Oh my God. And this isn't even getting into the conversation about like, it is legal to fight back against when there are no other peaceful means available to you against your oppressors, against those committing the genocide against you. And the craziest thing about this shit is that I've seen people on Twitter and other places being like, well, yeah, of course. I don't think it would be okay if the Jews fought back against the Nazis during the Holocaust. Because, like, if they had killed any civilians, that would have been bad. It's like, you're actually brain dead as shit. Like, that's crazy that you think that. That's amazing that you have nothing in there, in that skull, that there's absolutely nothing that you can proudly say, no, you don't understand. The Jews can't do anything against their Nazi Holocaust overlords, because that would be wrong. What the fuck are you talking about? They said, yes. I mean, people have come in chat and said that shit. People have come in chat and been like, I mean, we've talked about it where we talk about Palestinians. We talk about Lebanon's resistance, Iran's resistance, other nations' resistance. And they say, yeah, but I just don't think that they should fight back. Because what if they hurt civilians? That would be really bad. Also, I'm never going to talk about the fact that Israel constantly does this. And then you say, oh, so do you think like the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising was bad? Do you think that was bad? Do you think it was bad? Do you think it would have been bad if like Jewish people started mass bombing Nazi headquarters, but then they happened to kill a couple civilians and like secretary? You think that would be bad? And they actually say yes. It's like, Oh, so you just like are fine with genocide as long as it's polite. As long as the people being oppressed are being impolite, it's okay to do a little genocide. That's fine in your eyes. It's like, what the fuck? They refuse to see them as equal human beings. It's just cope. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the same thing that's here. It's like they will take anything to make themselves the victims. And it looks like that's what happened. Hasan Piker, who was exposed by my husband. The funniest thing when they pull this line, by the way, or this shtick, is like your husband who said that he was deceived and groomed, this is hyperbole, by the 40-year-old man or like 30-year-old man as a 40-year-old man. And he didn't know that he was a serious socialist. He just didn't know. He was literally groomed and he didn't know that he was a crazy socialist. And he found out in a year. It's like, well, not yet, Goldenson, who was exposed by my husband to be a disgusting creep, has retaliated by calling for violence against me. Think back and you'll notice a trend. Sorry. When he wants to get at Ethan, he attacks me. What the fuck? No, he just attacks. What? This isn't even true. The majority of Hasan's time is spent attacking Ethan directly. This is just another glimpse into the psyche of a man that does not see women as his equal, uses women to whatever end he needs, be it revenge, sexual gratification, or to massage his ego by exposing their nude bodies without their consent to his boys. Some are calling it the greatest smear campaign of all time. And by greatest, I mean poopiest. This is pretty incredible. This is it's pretty incredible. Dude, someone should tell Hila about the Boston bombing clip. Someone should tell her about that. Because I don't know that she's seen that clip, even though she recorded it. All right. Hasan calls Hila a valid military target. Just another Sunday. It's not what happened. Also, like, sorry, Hutch, you lost the ability to make this argument the second that you said Israel's allowed to bomb hospitals. Because they would never lie about it being a Hamas operative or like Hamas headquarters. Israel has literally never lied ever. Just watch this clip of Netanyahu over the past 2 decades saying Iran is going to have nukes any millisecond now. I know for a fact that Israel has never lied about anything ever to benefit them. It's never happened in ever. So you can believe them when they say there's a vast network of tunnel systems under whatever hospital of the week that they want to bomb. And it's a valid military target. Killing those babies in the ICU, in the NICU, that's valid. That's fine. That's totally okay. Have those babies simply considered going somewhere else where there isn't Hamas? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what, dude, please. I've had enough with Hasan and his fucking goon squad. Okay, let's just be real for 1 second. There's only been one goon squad, and the only goon squad was the Israelis that were going and collecting semen. Like, literally, the goon squad. So it's just, can we just be honest for one moment about that? About the Israelis being the goon squad? Okay, the goon platoon. Yes. No matter where you stand on Israel-Palestine, how could you target someone like Klein, Hila? She's generous. Who the fuck is making this tweet? I just realized she's screenshotting Tom Ward official by saying, I've had enough of Hasan and his goon squad. No matter where you stand in Israel, Palestine, how could you target someone like Klein, Hila? She's generous, kind, caring, and an amazing wife, mother, and boss. She hasn't harmed anyone, so go fuck yourselves. Thank you, Womward. Heart emoji. Well, this is a factually untrue statement because she has harmed one person. at least that I can think of, which is herself and her Instagram follower account. And also all of the employees at Teddy Fresh. So this statement, at least on that front, is inaccurate because due to the decisions of, let me see. Is there like a social blade for Instagram? Unprecedented glazing? Dude, it's glazing that's never been seen before. The only person that she's definitely harmed is herself. For sure. As evidenced by this. As evidenced by the fact that she's been losing at least 10K followers on Instagram every month since 2024. Well, honestly, a little bit, but she got an up boost in 2023. So she's definitely harmed herself. So I just don't appreciate the falsehoods being spread. Dude, I can't believe they like torpedoed Teddy Fresh. That was crazy. Can you imagine having like one of the original, really like a famous merch brands from a creator and then just like torpedoing that shit? Because you need to talk about how much you hate stupid sexy Hasan or whatever. Fuck, dude. Didn't she literally go on IDF raid? No. That didn't happen except for when it did. So I'm sure all of these people, I'm sure Hutch, I'm sure Ethan Klein, I'm sure Hila Klein, I'm sure all of them will denounce this, yeah? This is from yesterday. Sex Pestiny saying, does anyone have a link to this video directly? I honestly think you could perfectly justify attacking/killing Hasan IRL for statements like this. This is just so far beyond the pale, it's actually unbelievable. Even the Nazis weren't this blatant. I'm sure that everybody who got mad about this Hasan clip will actively go out of their way to denounce this, right? Right? Because they just don't appreciate any death threats of any kind. Right? I could not believe my eyes that his son is a Nazi now. Dude. Also, can we just talk about something else really quickly on that front? I'm only going to talk about this for like a brief second because it is actually one of the most depressing things on the internet currently. You got to love the fact that some of the worst people on the internet are deciding to show themselves as constantly being the worst people on the internet. Oh, dude, I can't show people any Drew Pavlou content without showing them the video of his, of him that he uploaded, of him like arguing with his dad.
Make sure that I can do fucking profile live, okay? Fucking job.
I don't know why Drew Pavlou uploaded this, but
hot. Make sure that.
do you like the new gift stuff? The new gift sub notification. Oh God, thank you. New one. Yeah, I like to mix it up a little bit. It's Gosbud. Thank you for the 5 months. Sky, thank you for the prime. Oblivious to the Whale, thank you for the gift sub. I realize people who gift 1 sub, they don't get any fun alert from it, so we're adding that in. Now single gifties get to enjoy stuff as well. Selenite Princess, thank you for the 28 months. Thank you. Hype train, let's go. All right, I didn't see it, so any gifters? All right. Watch this. It's Drew Pavlou arguing with his dad as his dad tells him to get a job.
I can do fucking profile low, okay? Before you go get a fucking job. I don't care about a job. I'm just trying. Fucking bullshit! I'm not paying for you to see a life, dickhead. I'm fighting for what's right. That's why. Just keep your fucking profile down before you won't get hired by anybody. I don't care about the school line. I'm going to be fine. I'm protesting tomorrow. Make sure that.
What's happening? It's some video that Drew Pavlou uploaded to the internet where he's like, "I'm fighting the good fight. I go to rallies, okay? And here's my dad telling me to go get a job."
I can do fucking profile low, okay? Before you go get a fucking job.
I'm sorry. That's the only thing I think of when I think of Drew Pavlou. I don't care. Anyways, let's see. He's like interviewing Destiny's fucking 14-year-old kid or whatever. And like I said, this whole situation is just so
DNML.
just like depressing. It's like, I agree with this person. I think turning Destiny's Kid into a lolcow is probably a bad idea. I think it's probably a bad idea. Yeah, and then his kid is like actually posting the scary shit on the internet. It's like, but this was kind of always like, it was a matter of time before this happened. Is this Sex Destiny's actual child? Yes. Can you imagine finding out that your parent is a streamer and they can work anywhere and they can make their own schedule and they choose to not spend time with you? Eventually you like grow up and you're like, damn, that's fucked up. How old is he? I don't know, like 14 or something. He's like posting concerning essays on Discord and on Twitter. And it's like, dude, like, what the fuck is it? Why do I have to? I've tried so hard for the past like month to just avoid this shit like the plague, and I can't fucking avoid it. And his son is like on the internet talking about being a Nazi and a groiper. And then he recently tweeted this shit out. Problem is not the internet. The problem is my father. The problem is my mother. The problem is that I had to grow up without one concurrent present father in my life while being berated and yelled at by my mom constantly and always being the target of nonstop shaming. I don't respect my mother. I don't love my mother. I only live with her. There are good times, but every time I have with her is overshadowed by an even worse time. My father isn't even my father, it feels like. No one took any actual time to raise me. Fuck everyone. And like, this is like honestly, this is the core of like mental illness on the internet, also on like an interpersonal level. Before, if you had like an absent father, you just kind of like didn't know about them, which made it easier to like move on, right? Like, it's just like, okay, well, that's life, I guess. But like, can you imagine you can see everything because all of it's online? And then like eventually when the rest of your brain is like developing, you're like, man, wait, that's kind of like crazy that one of my parents became a Twitch streamer and then just like moved and then like rarely visited ever. When he left, I assumed he would visit a lot more than he did. And he did kind of. He visited maybe 3 times every year, sometimes 4 if he wasn't busy. He made maybe 2 or 3 of my birthday parties after he left and kept a somewhat consistent form of communication with me on Discord. And it says all this other stuff. I was forced to grow up without a father. I was an anchor for my mom's emotions when she was struggling at work. I was put online with no supervision or protection at a young age. I was stripped of a sincere relationship with my own father. The reason my father left to California and Florida are not of my concern, but frankly, I don't care at all. I believe him leaving me and my mother was a horrible thing to do. Like, dude, I just want to not see this anymore, dude. I just want to live in ignorance. I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to think about this shit. So did Destiny never mention having a kid? No, he always mentioned it. What are you saying is the problem here? A child on the internet without supervision in 2025? And like, your parent being one of the most deranged sex pest freaks as a streamer with a platform. Also, like, I feel like that would fuck anyone up. Because, so for example, if you are the victim of divorce, right? If like your parents got divorced and then you kind of like fell, especially if one of your parents got a new family and they sort of like left you behind, it would be like, it would probably be fucked up and it would probably hurt and you might have to move past that with like therapy or whatever. But at least as an adult, you can kind of justify it and you can say, oh, well, now as an adult, like I can understand these are hard things to deal with. You know, what are you supposed to do when you have multiple families and then there's custody issues and there's hurt feelings on both ends? Like that can get really messy. And sometimes it's not even up to you whether or not you see that kid or something, right? The most fucked part of all of this is like, dude, I think it would fuck me up knowing one of my parents was a streamer and they could literally work anywhere. They could work in any state and they can travel as often as they want, as long as they have a computer that they can stream from. And they never saw me. I would be like, damn. Not even my own parents fuck with me. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Oh yeah, and then the word, like, dude, what the fuck does it do to your brain development that people, and if you are this person, like, you're such a piece of shit, dude. The people that are spamming him with the fucking revenge of Destiny allegedly sucking Nick Fuentes'. Can you, like, just think about that for a second. Imagine being a 14-year-old on the internet and people are spamming your messages on Twitter of your dad sucking Nick Fuentes, allegedly. Which I'm pretty sure is illegal. I'm pretty sure it's illegal to do that, and people still do it anyways. It's like, I don't even want to know what the fuck is happening in your brain chemistry. I don't even want to know what the fuck can happen to your brain at that point. Revenge, disseminating obscene materials to minors, illegal in multiple ways. Yeah. The clip on its own, or the idea that the clip exists, that there's literally that there might be evidence of sex pestiny literally filleting Nazis. That idea is funny. Sending it to anyone is not, especially a minor, is not funny. The actual clip, the idea of the clip is funny. Like, okay, you spend all this time online filleting Nazis, and then you also spend your time offline filleting Nazis. Okay, sure, all right, yeah. I can see why people would laugh at the concept of that, okay. But, like, I never want to see this shit again, dude. Please, 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 for the love of God, do not show this shit to me. Do not put this on my feed. People that I follow, I need all of you to stop putting it on my feed. I saw this Dexter Knox post. Streamer Sex Pestiny's son tweets, quote, I'm not even going to read it out loud, Nazi shit, while praising Nazi Germany. And then this quote tweet, yeah, before you judge, imagine if the entire world had seen your dad giving some of the worst top imaginable. Literally one of the worst accounts on the site too. I know, dude. I know. You gotta give us a trigger warning. Sorry. My bad.